and we'll see what this does and how long it hangs around. There's another area of shear developing here.
Yeah, near Hydro. There's 2 areas for sure.
Okay. All right. So tornado warning now for, again, western Blaine County and eastern Custer County, southeast of Thomas. And this is going to make its way to the northeast. So if you live in Fay, near Fay, Watonga, if you have our News 9 app, it is going off. And you're like, oh, gosh, here we go.
Track is ready on 3 when you need it.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Links 3. Then we'll check in with Val. And let's go to Links 3 and do the storm track on this. And once again, lifting off to the north. So we're talking about, we'll see if it makes it up this far. So far this morning, they go up, they produce a tornado, and then they weaken. But this is, again, we'll see. And it might not make it to Canton or O'Keene, probably won't. At least this tornado, if it hangs on. But right now it's going to be, we'll say Fay at about 5:15, Roman Nose 5:32, Canton at about 5:35, Eagle City at about 5:26. Down the road, we're looking at, talking about Orienta and all that, way down the road at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that is with this. You're thinking, well, that's not coming towards Oklahoma City. This is on the north side, right? Kind of what we call a bookend vortex here on the north side of this area of low pressure, which is back to the west, but this is a wrap. And there's your area of spin. Val now is in hydro, and he has an area of spin down here that's trying to enhance over him. So one tornado warning here. That's going to be eastern, northeastern Custer County, moving into western Blaine County. Let's come back to Val and get an update on Val. And Val, you're in hydro, tornado warning now just to your northwest. There's another area of spin, though, developing pretty close to you, it looks like. Almost, yep, right behind you, Val. Another area of spin now, almost right behind you. Go ahead, Val.
Okay, so David, earlier when you came on with me and I was in Weatherford, I told you that we had a very low lowering. I mean, that was probably 300 feet above the ground, very low hanging. That looked like to us everything was increasing. Now there's a tornado warning north of Weatherford on that storm. Now, as I go east of Weatherford, the inflow into that storm, these are important things to note. We were getting inflow probably to 50 miles an hour. That's real significant. Now, as we are in hydro, we're still getting south winds blasting at probably close to 50 miles an hour. We're still in rain. I can't really see anything. I have not seen any power flashes as of yet. I know we're right in the area of it here, but we're going to try to get a little bit east of the rain so we can see at least cloud structure. Back to you, David.
Okay. All right. Nice job there, Val. So Val, again, up on I-40 near Hydro. Let's go back to Links 1. And once again, there's your new tornado warning now for northeastern Custer County. And this is going to be coming into Blaine County here. We're watching it carefully. And then the line extends all the way south. We'll see if other areas of spin develop along this line. My gut says that will occur, but that we'll get a couple of more tornado warnings along this line in between Caddo, Grady, Canadian, Oklahoma, Cleveland, McLean, and Point South. Okay, so if you're up with us this morning, we have rain falling in Oklahoma City. No warnings across the Oklahoma County area yet, but it's coming. It's going to be minimum severe thunderstorm warning as this line is going to come rocketing down I-40 right through the city. And a little bit of a bow here. And on the north side of this bow, right up here.
This is the same area that produced the tornadoes about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago now. Yeah.
And that's been it.
Right.
I mean, that one area produced at least 3, 4, 5, 6 tornadoes in southwestern Oklahoma earlier. So there's the current tornado warning right here. And there's where the tornado is. It's going to be how far southeast? What, 7, 8 miles?
It was 7, 7 miles south of Thomas, crossing 54.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then the other area, David, north of Hydro, they're both equally strong, honestly. I mean, to me.
I was looking at this too.
Okay. And then here's one north of Hydro, so 4 to 5 miles north of Hydro.
Yep.
This is very similar to how this looked in the southwest. You'd get these small areas right along the leading edge. Look at shear right here.
Yeah, there's where Val is, and then there's another area up here.
Right.
Right, southeast of Thomas. So it's just right here on this curve. So it's on or just east of 54. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so that's the deal with that. So you folks in Watonga, if you live in Watonga, between there and Fay, and there's no major towns in here, but there's a lot of folks that live in here, lots of real estate, lots of farms and ranches. You need to be going to your safe spot, okay? South and east of Thomas now. South of Thomas, from there up to Fay, over to Watonga, tornado safe spot, lowest level, center part of the house. And you got to watch this, right?
North of Hydro, David, just can you put your finger there
Yeah.
and we'll kind of see if this lines up, because where that circulation is,
Right here.
yeah, it's
It
not
might have
quite the
lifted-
exact same spot, but
Yeah, are you talking about the negative you're
Yeah.
seeing? Yeah, go back to that
looking
again.
for debris.
Yeah, go ahead and zoom on in. Let's see
Okay.
what that is. Yeah, that does kind of stand out.
It does, and it's in a location near the circulation, so it may be kicking up leaves and things like you mentioned earlier, but
Yeah, still possibly a tornado right here.
East 990 Road and State Highway 58
Uh-huh.
would be the intersection there,
Yeah, so that's going to be just a few miles north of Hydro,
wrapped in
right
rain.
there, wrapped in rain. Yeah, you won't see this. You're not going to see any of these. There's no lightning, very little lightning, and yeah, it's already up to here though.
Yeah, it's moving so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, folks, this thing is rocketing to the north at 40 to 50, maybe faster. And hang on.
May have strengthened just a little bit.
Yep. Okay, this is going to be a new tornado warning. Crossing the river. Okay, north of Hydro. Okay.
I'll elapse it just so you can watch what that's done.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is going to be a News 9 tornado warning. Okay. This is the other tornado warning here. This was going up. That kind of spun down, and then, yeah, okay, it's still there. I think this is tighter.
It is. That's a stronger area. In fact, I bet
Yeah.
if we look at shear rate here, it's
Let's
going
go
to
back
show
to that.
We'll see.
Okay, so this is going to be a News 9 tornado warning out of the main tornado warning. This will be our own. Once again, this is going to head up towards Watonga because this circulation is farther east and this is moving northeast. So Cassie, do me a favor. Let's do one storm track just on both of these, lifting, like this. You know what I mean?
Two storm
Yeah.
tracks, two separate.
Nope, just do one. Let's just do one because there's too much uncertainty and yeah, let's do one. Yeah, just do one whole thing and with that. All right, so Watonga back to Faye again. Tornado possibly developing right now, right here, north of Hydro, and also south of Thomas. Another one. This is now becoming the stronger circulation. Okay, so let's go back to CC and let's see what it's done here. Looking for debris, and whenever we see up here, you start to see the yellow and the green going to the blue. We have problems, and see how it went up and went away. It could have been a piece of, again, data that wasn't real. We'll see.
Sure.
But either way, we got to watch this. Okay.
Track is ready on 3.
All right, let's go to links 3. We've done a storm track on both of these areas. Okay, 2 tornado warnings now, and we've got everything lifting off to the north. So Faye, 5:19 in the morning with Tonga, 5:27. Canton, 5:38. Here we go. Canton Lake, 5:44. Longdale, 5:45. Fairview, 5:57. Lacey at 6 o'clock. We'll do Orienta, 6 o'clock, and Ringwood at 6:10. Okay, so there's your box with these 2 areas of spin right here. Okay, lifting off to the north. Okay, lifting off to the north. And by the way, these are basically out of the tornado watch, are they not?
So what was it?
I think these are out of the tornado watch. Does it go that far?
Yeah,
north?
maybe. They might actually be. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah, I've got the tornado watch pulled up there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're at, David.
You're
and
right.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. North of I-40, it's not like the parameters just drop off and go away.
No.
It's just lower, but this thing is so strong. This thing ramped up right on the Red River, and here it goes,
Yeah.
still trying to produce a tornado as it moves into Blaine County. And David, along the line, while Cassie was looking at that, I was looking just down further where our trackers are. The whole line has intensified a little bit, coming up in strength. So as it moves into Caddo County, all the way down into Comanche County, it's ramping up.
Yeah, and it's going to get stronger. The moisture, the fuel for these storms is really coming up. The jet stream is really maxing out, and it will for the next couple of hours. And also the main upper forcing, the lift above our heads, it's a cold pocket of air. It's going to overspread Oklahoma. So that's why we have all the lift, okay? All right, let's go. Go ahead.
Just to point out really quick, it's 5 o'clock in the morning and schools are starting to make decisions.
Yeah.
We're starting to see that talk online, trying to figure out what they're going to do with the timing as this comes into the metro once again as folks are trying to get their day going.
I mean, here's the deal. I wouldn't cancel it for the day. I would just maybe delay it, right? I mean, if I'm doing it, I would just delay it because, folks, we'll show you the storm track.
It's on
and
TCAS.
let's go to, is that links 3 or 4?
Links 2 is the whole line.
Okay, let's do links 2. So All you superintendents out there, once this line moves by, superintendents, this is it. Okay, so here's your timeline. Okay, Lawton 520, El Reno 538, and once it moves by you, there's no longer a tornado threat. Okay, there's no longer a tornado threat. Okay, this is going to keep making its way to the east. But Chickasha 545, Newcastle 608. That's Oklahoma City. That's all of downtown at 610. Okay, and then it's out of Oklahoma City downtown at 610, 615, and then it's going to be at Tinker Air Force Base at 620. And then let's go over here, Shawnee at 655. So at 655, and between 6:30 and 6:45 and 7 o'clock basically, between 6:30 and 7, this is east of I-35, right? This is, I mean, Oklahoma City will be out of it by then. It's going to be east of I-35. So once again, superintendents, whatever, parents thinking, you know what, our school hasn't called it, but we're just going to stay at home. And then when this thing moves by, and then we'll take you to school, okay? If you're really worried about it, and I get it. I mean, I've did the same thing, but like, yeah, we're going to hang out.
Yeah, Robin and Lacey were just saying that there are 8 delayed schools as of right now.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That are delaying, and they're all making the decisions right now.
Great, delay. Just delay it. No, I mean, whatever, do what you want. But you don't have to. This is going to be over with early this morning. This is not going to be an all morning, all day thing. So delay it a couple hours, whatever, and boom, 9 o'clock, back in it. And God, the kids are going to hate me for that, aren't they?
Right?
Seriously. Sorry. I need to become my younger self in high school. Yeah, cancel it for 3 days. Yeah, looks horrible.
They just don't want to get in a situation like 2 weeks ago
No,
where
I
the
know.
kids were on the bus and then the warning. Yeah,
I get it.
So I get it.
Yes, it makes sense. And by the way, there's a real chance, just because we've been doing this a long time, when this thing gets up to near 81 and crosses I-35, we're probably going to get a couple of more tornado warnings, okay? I would be shocked if we didn't between now and 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. I'd be shocked if we go between now and 8 o'clock and not have another tornado warning for this line, all right? Edmond, moving through Edmond at 611. Remember, these are moving east at 50 miles per hour. By 7 o'clock, they're east of I-35. I mean, out of here. We're windy behind it. It's raining behind it. But that tornado threat is over with. Okay, let's come back to it here. Let's check in with, let's go back to Links 1. Let's talk about what's going on. Okay, all day?
All day.
Virtual all day.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Lacey.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oklahoma City Public Schools just announcing today virtual for all Oklahoma City public schools.
Okay. All right, there you go. Well, took care of that.
There you go.
The biggest district, just
Val, you able to hear me?
shut it down.
Yep.
Okay, all right, so tornado warning again. This is going to be for far northeastern Custer County. Circulation on this is going to be just south of Fay. It's right here northeast of Thomas. And like we said, it would go just to the east of Thomas, coming in on Fay. It's not that strong. It's there. It is spinning. It's right here. It's on the bend south of Fay. If I live in Fay, I'm going to the safe spot, okay?
Hey, Val, it's Chick.
Just to be safe. Hey, Jed, you're hot. We need to, okay. Okay, so that's going to be that circulation right here. And then it extends off to the southeast. And then here's Val now coming into and just to the west of the Cherokee Trading Post. What about the area that was north of Val, north of Hydra? What does that look like?
If you look on the velocity data,
There it
that's
is.
still the tightest area
Okay.
where everything comes together.
Yep,
And then
yep.
just watching little ripples. David, I'm just going to walk down this
Yep.
line real quick.
There's one. There's one. There's one.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yep. A little turtling going on here.
Oh, no. It's already starting.
Okay, I'll hold off till 6.
Okay. That was your one limit
But
for
at
the day.
6:30,
You used
I
it.
am
You
out of
used it.
control at 6:30.
Okay.
Um,
Look here on
yeah,
southwestern Oklahoma, and then I was watching this appendage
Yeah.
south of Cache.
I know.
We're gonna change their verbiage
let me,
slowly but
what?
surely. There we
No.
go.
No, we don't want to change anything.
You're right.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Lapse that again. Did that poke out or did that get pulled in?
I think it's a shower being pulled in, but that's continually happening.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah, let me see that again.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
And that's usually the start. So those showers get pulled in, and
Yeah.
you'll start to get that kind of disturbs the line a little bit.
Right.
And so
Right.
nothing imminent at the moment, but the
Okay.
line is ramping up.
Jed, I'm going to go to Brandon. Let's go to Brandon Pennell here. I'm going to talk to Brandon, and we'll bring him in. Brandon, little area of spin. It's not that strong right now, but you and I both know it takes about 30 seconds for this thing to go either way on this deal. So it's back to your west. There's actually a couple of areas, one to your west, maybe one down to your southwest. So it's probably going to begin to ramp up here, and we'll have to wait and see. But what are your winds right now as you are making your way through Lawton? Go ahead.
Yeah, David. So that's what on that last tip. That's what I was telling you is that the line was it was slowly starting to take shape for what we kind of don't want to happen. We could kind of see showers going up just ahead of the gust front, and then they're being yanked back into the main line. And as that happens, the whole line kind of seems to surge out just a little bit, and it really starts to pull in the inflow. Depending on where we're at on the front lip of this line right now, our inflow will range from 10 to 15 to at times it's up to 35 to 40 with blinding rain being pulled back in. So right now we're on I-44 right by the Fort Sill base. Our winds are out of the southeast at about 20. We're in light rain being pulled back into the main line. So we're going to get up on the north side of Lawton to where we have a couple different avenues of road network to navigate because that's right out by the wildlife refuge, and that's no man's land for chasing. So we're going to get on the north side of Lawton and then kind of evaluate where we're at and pick a spot and run with it as far as we can. Back to you.
Okay, all right, nice job, Brandon. Okay, so Brandon's in southwest Oklahoma. Tom Pastrano's out, Val's out, Marty's out, and this whole thing, again, making its way into the city here shortly. Now coming into Canadian County here. This is the tornado warning we have ongoing right now. And there's a couple of areas in here that are actually spinning. This is the one that went north of Hydro, right here. And that is right there. And that's going to Watonga. You folks in Watonga need to be watching this carefully as it's coming into the south. And this is in a very favorable area to get a tornado. So the tornado warning continues. For you folks in Watonga, back down to the southwest. Okay, circulation's right here. What does shear rate look like? Lace, what do you think? Right here. Okay, wraps in. Right, there's the whole line itself. This is a problem area, though. It's right here.
Right.
And that's going to Watonga. And the area near Fay, it went right over Fay, but it's just not as strong. Are you out of...
This is TLX.
Okay, just for fun, switch to Vance.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. There we go. And then you can see, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lower right now for sure with TLX.
Yeah,
and
right.
there's the,
Right.
yeah, the circulation, it's definitely broad. And I was just looking at debris, so I'm not seeing any area of debris.
No.
Which is great.
Yeah, no. There's no debris showing up. And you're thinking, well, how do you tell? Well, when you start to see the yellows and the greens, and for sure, once you get back to the blues, that's a problem. That means we have debris. We have debris. Okay, but right now we don't. Okay, but the tornado warning continues. Again, this is going to be, you folks in Watonga, you got to be looking down here. Okay, it's right in here. It's right here. Possible tornado developing. All right, it's going to go right over Watonga. Okay, out ahead of the line, I want to point out nothing in Oklahoma City of any concern right now, but it's coming. This is the line back to the west. That's going to be making its way down I-40 and even up through northern Oklahoma. So Enid, Hennessy, Dover, Kingfisher, you're in it because this is going to keep making its way towards Enid. This is going to Enid. So that means that tornado warnings are certainly possible all the way to Enid, all the way to Medford, all the way to Ponca City, all the way to Stillwater. The metro, yes, with our line farther south. But right now we have areas of spin, but nothing strong enough farther south that's going to give us a tornado warning. Not yet. Not yet. But this is, remember, this is not a slow grind where we have a big storm by itself and we're watching it and we're tracking it for many, many minutes or hours and then it finally does something or it doesn't. These are going to be short, fused, rapid, rotating circulations that give us quick spin-ups, okay? These little mesovortices along the line, they're certainly dangerous, but they form quickly, they produce quickly, and then they die quickly. And that, what I mean by quickly, they might last 2 or 3 minutes, might last 5 or 10. Normally, these do not last and become long track tornadoes, but very, very quickly. And that's the problem. Also, it's still dark. That's another problem, right? And they're moving at 50 miles per hour. That's a problem.
Yeah, and just looking at the tornado
Here we go.
parameters north, I mean, they drop off drastically once you get north of Highway 51. But I mean, with this thing spinning and doing its own thing here, we'll see how far it makes it, David.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, it's
We'll see.
it's got its own thing going on right now.
And the surface flow is deepening across western Oklahoma.
It is.
It
is.
I with Enid, Ponca, I think you folks up there have got to stay weather aware. I know you're not in the tornado watch, but so what, okay? You got to pay attention. This is getting tighter now. It's going to go right over Watonga. You folks in Watonga, lowest level, center part of the house, might want to start thinking about blowing the sirens in Watonga. Remember this, though. Sirens are made to warn you if you're outside, okay? They're not made to wake you up. If you live by one, congratulations. But if you don't, most people don't. Obviously, in higher populated areas, sirens, you're going to hear them because there's a lot of them. You get inside of the metro, there are hundreds of cities in our state that do not have sirens. So download the News 9 app. You can turn it on where it just pings your phone and warns you if something is rotating or tornadic that's headed towards your cell phone. As long as that phone's with you, you're going to be protected, okay? You will know what's coming, okay? Download the News 9 app.
Just want to show you, David, the rain and storms hitting Watonga right now.
Yep.
But I'll show you where the circulation is back behind the leading edge.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no, don't try to be a hero and go out and look at it.
Right.
You're not going to see it. There's very little lightning. What's our lightning strike in this box?
One. Yeah.
Lightning strike. Where it is. Just had a lightning strike just west of Watonga. So no lightning. Today's all about, not
really
about
no
instability, not about hail. It's about wind, damaging wind along this line of 50 to 60, localized gusts of 70. By the way, after this line moves by, the winds are going to be 40 to 50 to maybe some gusts of 60 today in the higher elevations out west for this morning and for a while into the afternoon. That tells you how dynamic this storm is. So there's your tornado warning now. Now we've extended it all the way to Hitchcock, to Loyal, and this is right here. Okay, so the other circulation north of Fay has weakened.
Yeah, significantly weakened.
So it's that's gone. Tornado warning north of Fay is over with. This is the new game in town right here. Okay?
And just going to zoom out to show you the new severe thunderstorm warning goes out to Yukon, goes out to Mustang. So phones going off in the West Metro for the severe portion of the line.
Yeah. So, like she said, phones are going off. Here we go. You're up. You're thinking about going to school, going to work. If your school has not been called, Oklahoma City Public Schools are virtual today, fine. But if your school's not calling it, why get out and try to get into this the next hour? Let this thing blow on by. And that one tornado warning continues for Blaine County. And everything else is severe warned. I'm talking about winds 50 to 60, maybe a gust of 70 along this line in pockets. Is this whole line going to see winds of 70 miles per hour? No, it's not. But we're going to see localized areas of winds in here of 60 to maybe 70 miles per hour as this line makes its way again down I-40, okay? But it is starting to firm up. It's also getting closer to the radar.
Right.
TDWR, just for fun?
Almost.
Almost,
Yeah,
close.
I've got our live radar turned as well, so.
Okay. Next to live is
Yes.
up, and we'll see what we get. Highway 81 is notorious for things spinning, and it almost always happens.
I do have an updated track on the tornado warning on Links 3 when you're ready.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Cassie. Let's go to Links 3, and then let's go back and we'll do another big one on. You've already got it. You're ahead of me. All right. Thank you. Greenfield 529, Watonga 533. What time is it? 5:28. Okay. 5:28 in the morning. So Watonga, you got 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes, Watonga, and it's going to be coming into town, at least from the southwest. And that's going to be a tornado warning, okay? We're looking for any debris in the air. We don't see any, but that could be changing at a moment's notice, okay? It won't take long, okay? Coming out of Watonga, Omega 543, Loyal 553, Cato 607, Hennessy 611 this morning, and we'll say Wacomas at 621, okay? That's with this individual storm racing northeast with the tornado warning on that. Okay, let's go back to, what's the big storm track? Is that 4? 2. Links 2. I'll get this figured out after it's over with. You know that, right?
Right.
Okay, Links
right.
2. And here's your storm track. Okay, so if you're thinking, you know what? I got to get the kids to school. Here in Oklahoma City, by 7 o'clock. or 8, okay, fine, you're good. I mean, just, let this thing move through. Okay, so here's your timeline. On the main line, now the tornado warning storm is here, and it's lifting northeast, but the whole line, remember the whole line is pressing east now. El Reno, 542, Kingfisher, 543, Chickasha, 545, Moore, 612, Edmond, 615, Guthrie, 618, Tinker Air Force Base. When it's at Tinker, it's east of downtown Oklahoma City. We're out of it. Downtown Oklahoma City's out of it. Okay, El Reno, way out of it. And then Purcell, 627, Stillwater, 645, right? That's going to be well to the east of Oklahoma City. Shawnee, 7 o'clock. So basically at 7 o'clock, it's running from Stillwater down to Shawnee. That means the severe weather threat is over for Oklahoma County and for Logan County. I mean, for Guthrie, for Edmond, for El Reno, for Moore, Norman. It's east of here by 7 o'clock. It's over here. Okay? All right, so once again, tornado warning continues for Blaine County, and that includes Watonga. All right, let's see where our trackers are again.
Okay.
Let's go back to Links 1. Val, Marty. Let's go back to Marty Logan here, and Marty's in a good spot here. See the bow? We got to watch that bow from Caddo County to the north. Okay, let's go back to Marty. Marty, you're doing the bump thing on this deal. You kind of get up next to it, you bump it, let it hit you. We're looking for areas of spin. There's, again, they go up, they come down, they go up. We only have that one tornado warning just to your north. What do you think now? What do you see back to your west? And again, not much lightning. Go ahead.
Yeah, the lightning it increases at times, and then we're back off. I've had strong southeast winds. I say strong, 20 miles an hour or so. A lot of heavy rain, but right now, no rain. And I just pulled off the road just to look back to my west and just keep an eye on things. It's very difficult to see anything unless we get power line flashes or some lightning to see it. Right now, no lightning. Back to you.
All right, yeah, no lightning. So chasing tornadoes in the dark without lightning, you're going by wind speeds and you're going by power flashes and you're going by what we see here looking at radar data. But this is the leading edge of the wind in here now. And, okay, that's going to be TD. Lace, what are the winds in here?
Let me take a look here. I'll pause it and
Yeah,
then
let's
query
just-
some of it. But
yeah.
it's been like 45, 50 has
Okay.
been the overall trend.
Yep,
Higher once you get down southwest.
but we're pretty high up.
Pretty high up. Let me switch radars and I'll show you what it's doing down there.
Yeah, you're going to be in the jet.
The jet's every bit of 60, 70,
Yeah,
the low level jet
that's-
right now.
Yeah, see, that's what, you're hitting. That's, by the way, that's what you were hitting. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here's kind of what's going on with the line farther south.
Yeah, that red, at least on this view, the red, lapse that, Lace, just
Okay.
real quick, just show the folks at home. This is the leading edge. See that right there, that red advancing, now moving through Apache, Highway 62, down to Lawton, down to Geronimo, back down west of Ranelette. That is the leading edge of the squall line, right? And winds in here. Okay, we can pause it again. What do you think the
Okay.
winds are?
They've been 45 to 50.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah, I'll get
that's,
some-
we get that all day.
Sure.
45 to 50, we're good.
We're going to have that this afternoon.
Yeah, and we're going to have that, after this line moves by from this morning into the afternoon. So just remember that, okay? It's going to be windy today. We're going to have power bumps today. We're going to have some power outages today. We're going to have some this morning, I think. But right now, we start to look for these little kinks on the line. There's one there. All right, there you go. A little thing going on near Geronimo. Another one. Watch right here. See how that gets absorbed? There's one west of Walters. There's one west of Ranelette. Okay, so let's come back up to the city. By the way,
Okay.
nothing scary down south near Hennepin and Katy and Pauls Valley. Scattered showers down here, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning coming right up I-35. None of this is tornadic right now. None of this is tornadic. We have the one storm in Blaine County that is. We can get back to that here in just a second.
I just want to show you Apache and Acme, David, winds are 40, 45 feeding into this.
Right,
Southeast wind,
southeast,
so just
right.
so you know.
That's
Okay.
a low-level jet, right, kicking in. And all right, let's talk about Canadian County. It's
Okay.
now coming into Canadian County, looking for areas of spin along the line. And see how smooth this is? That's good. See how smooth that is? That's good. That's all good. We start to worry when we start to see this thing popping out and we see a couplet starting to form on this line. That is not happening, not right now in Canadian County, okay, and to Caddo County. But again, it could take 5 minutes. So that's why We are on the air. This is our concern right now, that the tornado threat is certainly real. Overnight, between 3 and 3:30 this morning, Lacey, Cassie, and Jed, we had the 3 tornadoes in southwestern Oklahoma doing some damage down there. And this is the area right now the tornado warning continues. It might have maxed, and then it might have come down some. But if I'm in Watonga, you're in your safe spot, Watonga. Okay, it's just now coming into Watonga. Right here. It's right here.
I'll zoom in here a little closer.
There it
There's
is.
the Feather Warrior Casino.
That's on the south side of town.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, right here. It's kind of broad. It's not as tight as what it was. What does Maxrot look like?
Maxrot.
Yeah.
It's ramped up. I mean, as far as that goes, it still could produce and localize at any point.
Damaging winds.
Yes.
Or at least winds 40, 50, maybe 60. Okay, so and this is going to cross Watonga and points east. So again, Highway 3 or 33, Watonga, safe spot, lowest level. You got to get there. This is on that north side. And you see how that wraps back in. It's right here. Yeah. If I'm in Watonga, I'm going to the safe spot. If I'm home with my family, yeah, I'm doing it. No, I'm not going to wait. I'm just saying. Okay, so it's going to keep making its way northeast. Tornado warning for Watonga now. If you live, again, west of Greenfield, you're out of it. Okay, tornado threat's going to be from that storm right there, now moving into Watonga, and then down along the line. But I want to point out, folks, this is going to, again, this is going to go to Wacomas and Cato, and this is going to go to Enid. Okay? This whole line is going to make its way northeast. We'll see if it weakens as it gets up into northern Oklahoma. The parameters aren't as high up there, but I don't know. This is a very, very powerful dynamic system for the month of November. This is respectable in the month of April or May, this type of a system. It's just the timing is not the most favorable for tornadoes, right? I mean, morning, if this were the afternoon event, man, we'd be knee deep. We're already deep enough. All right, so Hitchcock, down to Gary, down to Coger, down to Gracemont. Here comes the line. Coming into Canadian County now, Oklahoma City. We've had a little bit of light rain. We've had some moderate rain overnight. We're doing fine now. But again, all your phones going off out in Canadian County, Kingfisher County, Caddo, Grady County, the metro, and they're really going to go off when the warning is expanded east. So get ready. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning. But if something starts to spin along the line, we could easily get a tornado warning out of this.
Yeah, and Val is right there in Canadian County watching it. Marty's near Coger watching it.
Yep. Okay, go south. Yeah, go ahead.
They're stacked along the line.
Yeah, we have everybody lined up for good reason. Okay, let's go farther south. Tom's down in Chickasha. Let's get an update from Tom. And Tom Pastrano, you've been up a while. Great job, my friend. Let's get an update from Tom and bring Tom in here. And that's what you do on a day like today. You sit and you wait. You get in position, and he has been waiting on this line. Tom, it's just now to Anadarko, and we'll see what it does. What are your winds right there? I know you have a southeast wind, and that's really going to ramp up. But, Tom, it's starting to look a little more interesting along the line back into Canadian County. Go ahead.
Yeah, as we've gone along, I've been here for about an hour, and these winds have really been starting to pick up from the east-southeast. Probably about 10 to 15 miles stronger than it was about an hour ago. So as this line is getting closer, the winds and the moisture feeding into it is just going pretty crazy. And, I look up above me and you can just see those clouds just racing towards the northwest into that line. So we're going to be here with this line, looking for any kinks in the line, see what we can see, and follow it back to the metro. Back to you.
All right, nice job, Tom. So, again, Tom down in Chickasha, and we have Vaughn in the metro. We have Hank in the metro. I see Hank's shot up. Is he out? He's sick. Did he roll out?
Well, his shot is up. Either it's Patty or it's Hank.
You think Patty rolled out on her own?
I bet it's both of them.
God, I love that.
I bet he's on there. Has he called in?
Is Hank called in yet?
Let's
Just
see.
curious. Yeah, he was, I counted him out. He was sick.
You want to check in with him?
Do we have him?
It looks like it.
Let's get an update from Hank. He's in the Southwest Metro. Hank, are you alive?
I am alive. Don't sound so great, but I am alive. One thing I've noticed here, we had a shower that came through the airport here about 20, 30 minutes ago, and it was really strong rains and really strong winds, and then it moved on very quickly. right now in the metro, what we have is just a mist, and it's like 40-mile-an-hour winds just ripping out of the south. So even if before the line gets here, you know, it's kind of raw out here this morning, and the wind's blowing your car around a little bit, and that's not counting the blinding rain and wind that's coming our way. So rush hour is going to be, you know, a little bit adventurous this morning, David. Back to you.
Nice job, Hank, and thanks for rolling out. That's the kind of commitment we have, and Hank is sick. He's not felt good at all, and I did not incorporate him into the chase this morning, but he, well, I mean, Tornado Watch comes out, you're not keeping Hank down unless he's dead, and I don't think he is. Okay, so there's a line, Watonga, lifting off to the northeast, and this is that supercell, or this north side of this, with a strong area of spin has been, is going to make its way up into Garfield County, northwestern Kingfisher County, and then the main line itself is pushing east at 40 to 50 miles per hour. Let's go to Links 3 and take a look at it here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as
You want to go to
time.
Links 2 if you want to do.
Okay, let's do Links 2. Links 2, that'll be the whole line first, and then we'll do the Squall line after that. Excuse me, then the tornado storm after that. So there's El Reno, 547, Chickasha, 554, Duncan, 557, Edmond, 621. So this is the main line, and I want to point out, once you get behind this line, the tornado threat is gone. It's this line. This is the main bang. This is the big show, and right now this is all severe. Winds in here 40 to 50, local gusts to 60. We're watching the line carefully for any areas of spin along the line. We're looking at Chickasha, the front lip coming in at about 554. Newcastle, 618. Duncan, 557. Downtown Oklahoma City, 623. Okay, Guthrie, 627. Once it moves by your time on this, the severe weather threat is, the tornado threat's gone, okay? Purcell, 631. Tinker Air Force Base, 633. Pauls Valley, 646. Chandler at 704. Shawnee, 705. So Shawnee to Stillwater at about 7 o'clock. It's out of Oklahoma City. We're finished with it. We have a little rain going on behind it, and the wind's going to howl. But that's going to be it. It's going to be a windy morning. It's going to be a windy afternoon as the dry line pushes in and we ramp up that wind. Okay, let's go to Links 2 or 3. I'm sorry, Links 3. And this is going to be Watonga right here. So there's your storm track. Hitchcock, this is on the tornado warning now. I'll show you exactly where it is coming up. It's now north and east of Watonga. The circulation is. You folks in Watonga, you're out of it. It's to your north and east, okay? Good news for you. Hitchcock, 544. Loyal, 554. O'Keene, 556. Lacey, 602. Cato, 607. Just kind of pick out your time here. The farther down this list you go, the farther or the more time you have before it gets to you, okay? Enid, 629. Remember that, 629 Enid. Vance, south of town, you're going to be closer, 625. And we'll say Goltry, 632, and Breckenridge at about 638. That's going to be east of Enid. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if this thing can hold together. All right, back to Links 1. Let's try to find this area of spin in here.
Okay.
And we've got a couple areas. We have one west of town. The other one looks like another one. Links 1, control room. Another one is, what's this right here?
That's the new area where the inward and outbound are meeting a little tighter, David. The couplet has gotten a little bit stronger in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, so this is going to be Kingfisher, Blaine County line, right? And this is County Line Road. And this is ramping up. Not an official warning on this yet, but if you live in Omega, 5 miles to your southwest, stay weather aware.
Oh, just updated. Yeah.
Here we go. It's getting stronger. Crossing Highway 33. 2.7 miles southwest of Omega. This might be the beginning of tornado genesis right here. Okay, let's go to shear rate. Let me put my finger on that. Let's go to shear rate. Let's see if it boom. It's on the north side of the bow. It makes sense. Boom, 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 boom. It's all matching up. Okay, then we have the other area of spin back here. Okay, so the tornado warning officially is for this. Okay,
right.
Is for this.
Yeah, this is a new area for sure.
That's getting stronger. That's the old area. It's going to Romanos.
Here, I will zoom out and kind of lapse it so you can see the track there, David.
Okay, so we have 2 areas of spin. Let me get out of the way here. 2 areas of spin right here. Right?
Yes.
There's one, southwest of Omega. And the other one now, right here, northwest of Watonga or southwest of Hitchcock, or it's going to be south of Canton Lake quite a ways. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Back to the metro here. Oh yeah, let's jump back into Canadian County. All right, starting to look for anything spinning along the line. And Val's out in Canadian County here. And we have Vaughn down in Moore. We have Hank in the Southwest Metro. Okay, let's go back to Val. Val's going to be just east of the Cherokee Trading Post. And Val, the leading edge of the Squall line is going to be just to your west, coming right down I-40. And right now, it's pretty linear. It's pretty linear, which is a good thing. We don't see any major kinks, at least not right now on that line. Go ahead.
Tom was mentioning a little bit earlier about how his southeast winds almost inflow into that line was starting to increase. And I know, David, you kind of brief all of us trackers before the day starts about what we expect. And one thing I noted in your briefing was that above the surface several thousand feet, we were expecting 60, 70, maybe even 80-mile-an-hour winds. Call that a low-level jet. Well, we're starting to see that now. We're getting, and I'm just going to say, it's probably sustained at 35 from the southeast, gusting to 40, and this is not associated with the storm. This is all flowing into the line. And you know as well as I do, that is the kind of shear that we're watching out for as this thing approaches the metro. We'll keep an eye on it. Back to you.
Okay, all right, just of his bug. Okay, thank you. All right, great job, Val and Amy. Once again, this is Val's shot, and he's going to be out in Canadian County. Let's go back to Links 1. Now, this is what we did a couple of weeks ago, right? Welcome back. And what we're watching is this green line right here. And what happens is, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen between now and 7 o'clock, between here and moving across the city. Right now, these storms are just severe. Winds 50 to 60. There might be a gust of 70. And we're not going to have widespread wind damage. That's not what's happening right now. We have winds in here 40 to 50 with a few localized gusts to 60. Okay? And then we're looking for little kinks, little areas that are going to try to pop out along this line. And so far, that has not happened right along this line. But this is coming right into Oklahoma City and the West Metro. It's happening right now. Hail sizes, not a concern. Very small hail. You're going to have nickels, maybe dimes, maybe, and lots of pea-size hail if you have any hail at all. Pea-size hail would be, I think, a majority of what we're seeing here. New circulation now coming into Omega. That's getting stronger and tighter coming into Omega. Okay, what does shear rate look like with that? Oh, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
let me go here. Just a debris detector just to see, but
Okay.
because the circulation is awfully tight.
Okay.
Let's see here. There you go. Nothing showing up on debris detector
Nope.
as far as a confirmed tornado.
No, we don't see any debris lofted. We don't see any debris in there. That's a good thing, but this thing is getting stronger, and it's in the rain. You're not going to see it. There it is. It's going to Omega. If I live in Omega, I'm going. And what is it?
Omega High School.
Oh, yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah,
My bad. I was like, why do we have an L on there?
I
yeah.
can see your question in
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I was just seeing an
Yeah,
L
that's
now.
the Loyal Omega School District, and
Yeah.
it's going to go right up over.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. So, all right. So if you live in Omega up towards the Omega High School and then eventually towards Loyal, lowest level, center part of the house, tornado warning, okay? You got to go there. Hey, guys, at the news desk talking about more schools. Again, not more schools, but additional schools, either delayed or canceling. Give us an update.
Hey, it actually is more public schools entirely closed. So closed, it's not a virtual day, it's a flat out classes canceled. So more classes canceled. Millwood Public Schools closed entirely. We also have Middale Public Schools closed entirely. Not virtual, those three just completely out of class today. OKCPS, the biggest in our area, is virtual today, and Little Axe Public Schools is virtual today.
There are a lot of schools that are delaying, and I just got the message from Edmond Public Schools. Edmond will be remote learning today. So if you're waking up, that just in, some more delays for you. They're popping up on your screen, and I'm just going to run through what we know. Newcastle, 10 a.m. Piedmont delayed 3 hours. Lexington will open at 10. Macomb at 10. Bray Doyle will open at 10. Duncan, 10. Deer Creek will start 1 hour late. And Millwood, you mentioned, was closed. Harrow will start at 10 a.m. Stratford and Wayne will both start at 10 a.m. as well. So these are just all coming in. They are at the bottom of your screen as well, so as we get the information in. But again, the big ones today, Oklahoma City Public Schools virtual and Edmond virtual too.
Virtual, and then Moore, Millwood, and Middale closed entirely. So more districts making the decision, David.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Okay,
great.
Mustang canceled. That just
Okay.
came in. Mustang Public Schools.
Yeah.
We will add it, but it closed entirely today.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea. I mean, either way, delay it for a couple of hours. This will be out of here. It'll be well east of Oklahoma City by 8 o'clock. It is over with for the Metro, okay? Over with for the Metro, but delaying it, fine, or canceling it, that's your deal. It's your call. But I've been in favor of that many, many years. Alabama, Georgia, they've done it for decades down there. They just, for the day of or the day before. Some places in Georgia, they call it the day before. We're out of school tomorrow, tornado day. I'm okay with that. I think it's great. All right, so the tornado watch, again, expanded farther north as it should be. We have, again, the whole line here flashing. That's a large, severe thunderstorm warning. And then we have the one tornado warning for Blaine County. That continues to rotate, making its way to the northeast. Western Oklahoma, nothing going on except rain. You're out of it. You had 3 tornadoes this morning, at least 3, 4, maybe 6 in southwestern Oklahoma. And you're out of it now. It's over with. This is the big show once again. Okay, I want to point out, let's just jump into southern Oklahoma here. I want to keep an eye on these. Okay.
Right, let me show you velocity on this.
Yeah.
Because the storms out ahead of that line they're not ramping up yet, but there sure is a chance for it.
Yeah, and they're not just showers like what we had. So
right.
Velocity data, shear rate, the lightning's increasing down here. We have to watch these storms. So Shawnee, Seminole, Maud, Asher, you're still a long way. Well, you're not that long away. You're an hour and a half, 2 hours away from this, but you're not that far away from this. And these can, what I said earlier this morning, these can begin to rotate and give us problems. So we got to keep an eye on this, okay? Pauls Valley, Asher, Shawnee, Seminole, watch this down here. Strength is coming up. They're getting stronger, looking at your storm strength. And again, the lightning is increasing. That's the most lightning we've had.
That's why yeah.
And that's out ahead of the line, okay? So keep an eye on that. Okay, let's go back and talk about the line out west. Okay. And you're thinking, oh, these aren't even in the strong category. Well, you're right. Instability is not crazy high today by any means. Low instability, but high shear or high spinning in the atmosphere, okay? Those numbers, those values are fairly high. Okay, do you guys need something? Okay. All right, so here comes the line now, coming into the city. Canadian County up to Kingfisher County. That green line is the leading edge of the storms, okay? Val's here. Marty now is making his way down Highway 37. Okay, but we're looking for little areas of spin. Okay, I don't see any right now.
No.
And it's pretty uniform. Okay, we like that, and hopefully we won't get any. But the window of opportunity is opening up just a bit. Okay, there's the Omega circulation, and the other area of spin, which is going to be well north of Watonga. And that doesn't look near as impressive. This is by far the strongest in the state. What's the time on that? 5:52, okay. It's going to go right on and just west of Omega. It's going to come out of Blaine County into Kingfisher County, right? And it's on the backside of the rain. Let me just point that out. You're thinking you're going to go out and see a lowering. You're not if it's coming at you. It's a wall of rain, and then you have the area of spin in behind it.
There's our live radar, David, to show you how farther to the north it is when you look at live data, just to the southwest of Loyal.
Yep. It's right here. And definitely their shear rate. Okay. Yeah, boy, what's the speed? 50?
It was 50.
Okay.
Yeah, every bit of 50.
So back out, let's just give it here.
Okay.
Lacey, it's going to Lacey, it's going to Cato, it's going to Wacomas. Just this area right here that we're concerned with this right now. Okay. All right, so that's a problem. If you live in Enid, down to Vance, Wacomas, Bison, heads up, you got to watch this. This is a problem. Okay. This is, right here. It's now north of Omega. It's actually over the Omega High School. It's right here. It's going to Loyal next. You folks in Loyal, I'd go ahead and be there. Safe spot, lowest level. Why not? It's easy. Let's do it. If you live in Loyal, if you live in between Loyal and the Lomega High School, okay? Lowest level, center part of the house. Tornado warning for you. Okay, that is the only tornado warning we have in effect right now. That's it. Okay, let's back out.
Okay.
And do the line coming into the city. So here's your squall line. New storms developing down in Garvin County, Pauls Valley, down to west of Ardmore. We're watching these carefully. And then here comes your main line running from, again, talking about Blaine County.
David, I'm going to switch radars really quick.
Go ahead.
And just show you how much further this has moved. Okay,
What are you going back
to? We're going to go to our live. There we go. And just show you a little bit faster. Look at it. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And these are hauling northeast, but at the same time, they're pressing east. So, Shawnee, you're going to get this first wave. Shawnee, Seminole, Holdenville, you're going to get this down here first. And there's nothing down here that I'm like, oh, hang on a second. But it can happen, okay?
Right.
In this type of an environment, these can get nutty. These can get a little weird. We need to keep an eye on that. And then, so this is what we're watching. And then, obviously, the main severe line back to the west. So there's Canadian County now. And let's go ahead and zoom on in.
Okay.
And see these little appendages that poke out on reflectivity? Go back to that. I'm sorry, one more
okay.
time. I just want to see how, and
Right.
again, so you look at that and you start to see these little appendages, right? And you're thinking, okay, we got problems. We have some problems here. And then you go to velocity data. And this kind of puts it in perspective on what's going on. And there you go. It's pretty smooth. I don't see any tight areas of spin. I don't see anything poking its head out right now, right? Down the line, nothing getting weird. Back to west of Okarche. This is going to be winds 40 to 50. Right now, we're watching for areas of spin. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Canadian County, Grady County. It's coming for Oklahoma County when it gets a little bit closer. Logan, Oklahoma, Cleveland, McLean, Garvin. It's coming for you all the way down. Garvin, Murray, Carter. It's coming for you. All right, and let's go back to Marty Logan here. And let's get an update from Marty and bring him in. Marty's looking back off to the west. Marty, squall line still to your west, looking for a kink or kinks along that line. I don't see anything right now in Canadian County or Grady County, but you're right there. And if something gets weird, you're going to be right there looking right at it. Go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, I'm just pulling into Minco, going to head over to Tuttle. And still southeast wind, southeast. Light rain right now in town. Lightning, I'm not seeing any, but as the front gets here, maybe that'll increase just a little bit. And thank goodness it'll be daylight here in a short time. So give us a lot better chance of seeing what we need to see. Back to you.
Okay, all right, nice job, Marty. So Marty, again, out in Grady County. He's in Minco. This is downtown Minco right there. So he's waiting on the line, and his roads are good. Let's look along this line right here.
If you look down south of Verdon, David, I mean, it's just an area of wind that's stronger. It's not necessarily a circulation, but sometimes that's how it can form. North of Brandon, just an area where the winds are getting a little stronger, rushing out.
They are.
But nothing inbound yet as
No.
far as speeding back into it. It's just an area we're watching.
Yeah, and go back to that. I'm sorry,
Okay,
one more time.
sure. Coming into Chickasha, Tom's right there.
Yeah, we'll get an update from Tom. So there's Verdon. Okay, go back to the south. And
Okay.
again, we're still pretty high up. You're out of TLX, right? No, you're out
This
of
is the TWR, yeah.
Okay. All right, so here's Brandon. And, okay, yeah, this is so high up, though, so that's going to be really high. Let's go to Brandon. He's on the front lip and get an update. He's going to be just east of Cement. Brandon, go ahead, give us an update. The squall line just to your west, it's basically right in front of you or right behind you. Go ahead and give us an update. Looking for an area of spin along that line. We'll see. Go ahead.
Yeah, David. So we just came out of the core. It kind of caught us as we were snaking our way up to the east and the northeast. One thing I can tell you is it goes from no rain to just an absolute wall of water. I mean, the amount of time before you have sprinkles compared to just the absolute flood is probably 15 seconds. So there's still a tremendous amount of rain coming out of these storms. But the inflow, as soon as you come out of this line, your winds immediately switch back to the east-southeast at times 30 to 40 miles an hour, just pumping back up into these. So that's why we're trying to stay right on the eastern edge of it, just in case it decides to do something. And you know as well as I do, we're approaching the Magic Highway. So we're probably 10 to 12 miles west of Highway 81 right now. And this line just kind of continues to evolve with new storms out in front. So we're playing our cards the best we can in the dark, playing our wind field, and just continuing along with the line just in case something happens. But the strongest winds we've probably had right now are probably 40 to 45, and that was in the core out of the northwest. But like I said, as soon as you jump out of the core, your winds immediately switch back to inflow east-southeast. So, it doesn't take much in an environment with this much shear to get a little nutty sometimes. Back to you.
Okay, all right, nice job, Brandon. So he's on the southern part of this line. Let's go back to links 1 here. And this is going to be the tornado warning again. That continues right there. This is going to be, wow. Yeah, that looks.
Yeah, the circulation now right over Loyal, David, with our live radar, and I'll lapse it for you, show how quickly it's moving up towards Lacey, up towards Cato.
And it's moving every bit. I'll grab my glasses.
Okay.
It's moving every bit of, 50?
Get those, yeah.
50, 60. I mean, it's.
I'll update the track here because the tornado warning continues, and it is making its way up towards Enid. So give me just a second, and I'll update the speed here.
Yep.
But I'm going to go ahead and do it at 50 just to give folks lead time, and I'll cut it back down here.
Absolutely. Rather be a little fast
here we go.
and too slow. Okay, so Loyal.
There you go.
Yeah, it's basically on or just west of Loyal. But if I'm in Loyal, it's what we've been saying. I'd go. All right. Loyal now, Lacey 610, Cato 614, Bison 623, Vance Air Force Base, south side of Enid 632. There's going to be tornado warnings through northern Oklahoma. Just count on it, okay? Enid downtown 637. The way it's going right now, it's going to Enid. So you folks in Garfield County, all you emergency managers up here, you've got a good crew. You guys need to be, here we go, okay? And this is going to be coming out of Kingfisher, and it's ripping northeast. Even though the line is moving east, this is on the north side of this ball of energy here. So that's going to be making its way up towards Enid. Okay? All right, so here's your squall line. Area of circulations right here. Okay? And that's going to Cato. It's going to Enid. Once again, here are your times. Lacey, 610. Waukoma, 628. Enid, 637. North Enid, 640. And Carrier at about 640, okay? So tornado warning there. Let's come back down the line.
Okay.
And here's your squall line coming into the city. Winds along the line so far, we've had winds 40 to 50. We did have confirmed tornadoes doing damage overnight in southwestern Oklahoma, about 3 to 3:45 in the morning. That did happen, and we've had tornado warnings since then, but right now we haven't had any tornadoes doing damage since that time. That was between 3 and 4 o'clock. Here comes the line. Once again, the green advancing east at a high rate of speed is the actual front lip. And a little area along the river, but nothing crazy. Val's right here, and Marty's here. So we have the line stacked, and you're thinking, hey, Payne, why aren't they getting up on the line? Well, here's the deal. You get up on the line, it's going to override you, overrun you. Second, you stay ahead of it, and then when an area starts to spin, you converge on that. So if it starts to spin here, Val's going to bust south or down to the south of Marty. Marty's going to bust south, or Tom's going to bust north, okay? So that's the plan. That's why we do what we do, and that's how we do it. Everybody's spread out and just doing the waiting game here. Then they a little farther east, a little farther east, a little farther east, and if nothing happens, we're all good and life goes on. But we got to make sure that nothing begins to spin along this line. Chickasha, here comes some wind coming into town. Let's go to Tom Pastrano now, and let's get an update from Tom. Tom, it's knocking on your door. Tom, I know your winds haven't picked up that much yet. When they do, though, I want you to give us an update when that does happen. But what do you think? What do you see back to your west? It's a tree hugger, the cloud deck almost on the ground. Go ahead.
Right now, there's really no lightning with this, which is kind of odd to me. But I did have a shower, a really heavy shower pass by. And with that, I did have 50-mile-per-hour winds. But I have pulled ahead of it, just kind of staying ahead of the line. And the rain has stopped. So that line is just right behind me. And I don't see anything towards the west. So we're just going to keep going up towards the metro with it. Back to you.
Right, nice job there, Tom. So again, Tom down in Chickasha, and he's on the kind of the middle part of the line. And we have Brandon down south, and we have Val and Marty up to the north. We have Vaughn here in Oklahoma City. We have Vaughn Castor, that's Val's brother. We have Marty again right here out in Grady County, and we have Hank kind of hanging back in the city as well. So we've kind of spread out along the line. The one tornado warning continues up north. Other storms ramping up southwest of Shawnee near Gwinnett and St. Louis. These are getting stronger. We need to watch these. Heavy rain in here, blinding rain. Going to have some small hail. These are not quite severe, but what I'm a little concerned about, there's a chance that these were to ramp up and we might get a tornado warning out of one of these. And that would be a problem, right? So you folks in Pot County, Seminole County, heads up, right? Garvin County, heads up out of this first line that's to the south and east of Oklahoma City. But nothing down here of any crazy concern right now.
No, watch it. There may be some small hail developing, just indicating the storm is getting stronger, not severe hail. And the lightning count still continues near Gwinnett, Etowah, Paola, Pauls Valley. Those storms are loud, I'm sure, as they're making their way in, but nothing severe with them right now.
Yeah, and we'll see. Hopefully this will just stay like that and life's good, but then we got to deal with the second line in behind it. So two areas of concern. This, we'll see what this does. If it doesn't do anything, awesome. And then back to the west, here comes the other big show. Okay, so this is going to move through the city. We'll get a storm track on that too. Cass, would you update that one more time?
Yeah.
Is that going to be on 2 or 3?
On the whole line?
Yeah.
That'll be on 2.
Okay. All right, so once again, this is going to be southwest Oklahoma. Here's Marlow, Duncan, Highway 81, Rush Springs, down to Addington, Warwica, and Ryan. Looking down here along the line. Is it back up?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know what caused it?
No. So right now we have the severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued, David, for the entire Oklahoma City area. So now's the point that all the phones are going off at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning.
Yep. 2 weeks ago this morning?
2 weeks ago this morning. Yeah, we were dealing with this again.
Yeah, okay. But right now, and we were doing the same thing. And what happened is this thing got to Highway 81 and we started to jump up with those tornado warnings 2 weeks ago this morning, right? Right now, the line is severe. Winds are going to be 40 to 50. It's going to scoot across every square inch of Oklahoma City, okay? And this is the leading edge of blinding rain, a little bit of lightning in this line, not much. Not much lightning. It's just going to get windy, it's going to get rainy, and it's going to blow by. And when this goes by you, after this leading edge goes by, the tornado threat is over with. That's it. That is it. This is the main deal. So like Lacey said, all the phones are going off now. Your phones are buzzing. All of the metro, Norman, yep, all of Oklahoma City up to Guthrie. Shawnee, it's coming for you, right? You get the storm down here first, and then you'll get the second line in behind it. All right, but nothing tornadic along this part of the line right now. But it's minute by minute, it's second by second, and this is why we have our live 1,000,000-watt dual-pole radar that we can see those things happening live, not delayed, live. And that's what's so valuable, and it's why it's such a powerful tool to use. And there it is. This is Next Gen Live, our 1,000,000-watt radar. And you start to look for these little things right here, kind of poking their head out. Yep.
There's one near El Reno.
Yep. There's
the Val's
one here.
watching.
Val's watching that. Okay, then there's one down here. There's one down near Pocasset. But everything right now is all toward the radar. We don't see anything moving away from the radar, which means we don't have any spin. Everything is toward, so that's good. All right, we're going to have some wind, but nothing tornadic yet along this part of the line, right? And we had the tornadoes overnight in southwest Oklahoma, well, with some damage down there. But,
Cassie has the track when you're ready.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go 2. Is that 2?
2, yes.
Yep, all right. So here's your timeline again for Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County, the Oklahoma City metro area, up to about Perry, and then back down to Pauls Valley, Chickasha, 609. And it's the main line is just about there. Okay, Rush Springs, 613. So if you look down the line here, El Reno, do I see El Reno on that map? It's coming into El Reno right now. So let's downtown Oklahoma City, that's going to be 637. Okay, downtown Oklahoma City, 637.
El Reno's closed.
And El Reno schools?
Yes, closed.
Okay, all right. Lacey Lowry telling me closed for the day.
Closed for the day.
No virtual?
No.
Free day.
They just posted
Doing nothing.
1 minute ago.
I love that.
David, we've had a few
had
more
several.
Yeah,
schools,
go ahead.
if we could just run those
Yep,
down. So
go ahead.
El Reno closing, Putnam City closing, Choctaw closing, Norman Public Schools closed today, Yukon schools are closed. Lexington will start 30 minutes late. Mustang are closed. Stratford and Wayne at 10 a.m. Oklahoma City virtual. Edmond virtual. Western Heights a 2-hour delay. Deer Creek 1-hour delay. And then some other ones canceled. Middale, Moore, Millwood closed this morning.
Okay, that's a lot. And yeah, so either delay it or, cancel it, whatever you want to do. So there we go. Did you guys go through those?
And they're at the bottom of the screen too, David, as we get the updates in.
Okay, all right, so there's some of the others. More closed, Millwood closed, yep. There you go. Hera, open at 10 a.m. It's a good call. It's long gone by 10 a.m. So whatever, it doesn't matter to me. I'd rather kids be at home than not be on a bus when it comes through. So it's all good. All right, back to Links 1. And here we go. Talking about the area of spin now. This is the tornado warning. Right here, and up here too.
Yeah, over Lacey and then west of Dover, crossing the river up towards Hennessy. The strongest circulation is what crossed the Red River, David, at 3 a.m.
Still
and
here.
this thing's been tornado warned ever since, really,
Yeah.
off and on. And it's the same cell now coming up over Hennessy. I'll show you what it looks like on reflectivity because it sure don't look like much.
No, it's embedded in rain.
Yep.
It's wrapped in rain. So there's two areas of spin. The tornado warning is actually for the Lacey circulation. And
that's the circulation that came over Loyal.
Yeah. I'll go to Jed here in just a second. I'll go to Jed. Thank you. I'll go to Val here in just a second. All right, here it is. So if you live in Jax or Hennessy, tornado safe spot, this right here. This is getting stronger, okay? Going to Hennessy. Let's go to Valcaster in the West Metro. Going to have some power bumps, maybe some power outages. Let's go to Val. Oh, there we go. Val, not quite hurricane force winds, but we are ramping up the wind. Here we go.
Yeah, David, just about 60 seconds ago, the edge of the rain, I guess you could call it the gust front, came right through. We're sitting just south of I-40 here in El Reno on Highway 81, and the winds quickly went to about 55 miles an hour. And this is west-southwest winds, heavy rain. It hit us all of a sudden. So that's what you can expect if you live in Yukon, probably west side of Oklahoma City, when it comes through. So possibly damaging winds with the leading edge of this line. We're watching it and tracking it. Back to you, David.
Okay, all right, nice job. So right now for Oklahoma City, for Canadian County, moving into all of Oklahoma County. So Oklahoma County, Hera, Edmond, everybody, okay? Right now, right this second, this is a wind event. Winds 50 to 60 in pockets. Not everyone's going to get 60, okay? But we're still watching this line for anything to ramp up and possibly begin to spin, okay? Right now, that has not happened along the line, and it's now crossing Highway 81. Hopefully it will not, and we'll bring this thing through. By the way, Cherokee Trading Post, from there down to Gracemont, Coger, you're out of it as far as that tornado threat. The tornado threat is along this line, okay? Down to Chickasha, down Highway 81, up and down Highway 81, and then from there all the way up towards and west of Enid. Okay, so there's nothing tight in this line. There's no bright green up against a bright red. We have a line of that. That's just the advancing, again, air moving from west to east. That green, okay? But the problem is that we look up here and we start to see where these colors start to kind of fold back and they become tighter right up against each other. And that's why we have the tornado warnings going on for parts of, again, that's going to be northern Kingfisher County. Kingfisher circulation just to your north. And it's not crazy, all right, but a little area of spin here. But the main show is still up here, southwest of Hennessy. And this is the main line, squall line right here, okay? A little kink there, got to watch that. Okay, this kind of tucks back in, nothing here, nothing crazy. Down the line, okay? All right, so we're doing okay. Up here, we're not. This is where the tornado warning continues. And this is going to, again, Wacomas, Bison, be thinking about the safe spot, be thinking about where you're going to go, what to do as this comes in from the southwest, okay? So let's go back to shear rate, and then we'll look at velocity here. Okay, so circulation's right here, southwest of Hennessy. How far is that, 10, 15?
Let me just pause it here.
Just
Hang on.
updated. Looks
there
like
we go.
it might have weakened some.
Here, I'll put it back on reflectivity and then velocity.
It's right there.
So it's coming out but near Jax on Highway 81, so just 5 miles now. southwest of Hennessy.
That's going to be on Hennessy in 5 minutes.
And really, the circulation goes from that area down over Dover,
Yeah.
and it's kind of stretched out down the river.
Yeah, there's a little bit of try to be a little kink there, but this is still the main area. So just north of Dover, going to Jack's, and trying to head up towards Hennessy. It's fairly broad, though. There's a little bit of an inflow there, maybe, but it's certainly not like, oh my gosh,
Right.
It's not. It's not. Again, if I'm in Hennessy and south of Hennessy, safe spot, I'm going there. Okay, just because, and you're going to be there for like 10 minutes or 5. You're not going to be in the, storm shelter, your closet. You're not going to be there for hours on end. These things are hauling. They're moving quickly northeast. And looking at debris detector, we do not see any debris being lofted, okay? So we don't see any debris indicated that's, several thousand feet up in the air, okay? We see a little bit of a weakness, but that's just the line. I don't see anything crazy
Yeah, there's
in that.
nothing indicating a tornado right now.
No. Oh, that's good. Great news. Okay. Cass, can you update that line?
And I'm going to show you, David, just more of
One more
these
time.
little fingers sticking out, coming out over Canadian County,
Yep.
Grady
Yep.
County now.
Yep.
And I'll update you here, but it's amazing when you go to put that into velocity.
I know.
You don't actually have circulations at those kinks.
Yeah.
So that tells you the wind profile just above the surface
Yeah.
is kind of stacked and not allowing everything to circulate. We hope it stays that way
Yeah.
because that's amazing.
Yeah, I wonder,
Southeast winds are gusting 40, 45, almost 50, feeding into
out ahead of
this.
it.
So
I mean,
for it to stay this tame
Yeah.
is kind of amazing.
Well, and the low-level jet, I don't know. Maybe something's a little more parallel, and that's helping us right now. And that cannot overcome it's extremely strong winds above us, but
Yeah.
so far we've done okay here. We've done great here, right? So far, at least as far as this line in Canadian County. It is severe. It's about ready to come into the heart of the highest populated area in the entire state, coming out of Canadian County. Okay. Is that TD?
This is TWR, yep.
Okay. Looking down the line. Every now and then you see a little tiny kink.
Where Marty is, a little bit of a kind of a disturbance.
Right here.
Where it's not necessarily flat. Yeah.
Yep.
But
yep.
nothing crazy.
Now let's go back to Marty here.
Okay.
Marty's in Tuttle, and he's going to be look right back to your southwest. Marty, to your southwest is a tiny kink. Nothing crazy, but it's starting to show up maybe there. Southwest of you, southwest of Tuttle. What do you think? What do you see? I know it's really hard to see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just out there probably 2 miles west of town watching that area, and then the very heavy rain came in. Southeast winds picked up, so I'm in Tuttle now. I'm going to get out on the east side of Tuttle and turn and look back that way. But up until the rain, came over me, I did not see anything right then. So go out here on the east side and take another look.
Nice job. What'd you say, Lace? Go
There's
ahead.
circulation southwest of Eureka Lake,
Okay.
so down far southern, southwestern Oklahoma, kind of watching that entire line. And this is, again, nothing crazy, but we watch every one of these so very closely. So there you can see it. Doesn't look like much, but
Right.
we'll see what this does because it came up in just the last scan.
Okay, let's go ahead and take it. Yeah. So here's Eureka, and the lake's right here. Yeah, there's a little bit of a kink right there. Let's see it, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's there. And again, this is what we're talking about, right? These little tiny areas of spin. So the severe warning now, as expected, as promised, this is going to be well to your east, coming up on I-35. It's coming. I mean, everyone's going to be in a warning down here. Hopefully it's not a tornado warning, just as severe. So winds, 50, and maybe some gusts to 60. But here comes the line now through Canadian County, and once again, hauling east at a high rate of speed, running from Yukon down to Mustang, down to Tuttle, down to Blanchard. And when you're looking at reflectivity, you're thinking, oh man, we've got problems here. Well, that's the inflow notch. It is. It's small. And then you go up the line. That's where Marty is. Let's run up the line.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll do comparison. That's kind of one. And then up the line here, there's nothing that's crazy tight, okay, as far as a couplet, as far as an area of spin, like a mesovortice beginning to develop, like a short fuse tornado warning. That's not there right now. The green is going to, we can advance this or play this here, and you'll see the green is going to be, that's a west wind coming right from moving, again, west to east at 40 to 50 miles per hour. It's going to overspread every square inch of Oklahoma City, okay? And winds, again, 40, 50. Going to have a strong southeast wind out ahead of it. And then when this green comes by your house, you're going to get that west wind at 50 miles per hour, 40 to 50. You might have a gust of 60. That's a problem. Not winds to 90 or 100, okay? And then we're going to look for areas of spin. But see how clean that is right now? Right? But that can change so fast. That can change so fast. Okay. So this is the squall line, all right, running Kingfisher County down through Canadian County. This is going to move across every square mile of Oklahoma City. All right, up north, coming into Bison, area of spin now. What's it done here? What's it?
Here, I'll turn on velocity here, and let me show you. I'm going to switch radars, and you can see.
Yeah.
It's really stretched out still, which is great.
Yeah, it's weakened for sure.
Yeah, it's struggling big time, especially from what it was when it was back near Omega.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's completely different orientation look to it now.
Yeah, there's a little bow right here.
Yeah. And then also down near Union, east of Dover.
Yeah, there's another one there. There's two, but that kind of tried, and then it kind of backed away. Okay. Little area here. A little bit of a tiny, I'm having to look hard for that. Yeah,
right.
There it is. It's there, though. East of Dover, going to Union, Roxana, and some of these aren't cities, these are landmarks. These were cities 100 years ago, but we've added everything in our database. So if you live in this area, you might know where the old city, the old community of Roxana was back in the day. But you could drive through there and won't see much.
Right.
So, but Marshall, you're there. You're alive. Lovell, you're alive. You're there. Orlando, you bet. All right, so right now the tornado threat is on the north side of this line. Right now, it continues to be on the north side of this line as it makes its way up towards Hennessy and Covington and Garber. But the circulation with this part has weakened. It has come down some. All right, let's kind of give you the big overview here. I want to point out western Oklahoma here. It's all just light rain. Buffalo, May, Arnett, Roll, Sayre. And you're out of it. Once this line moves by you, that's it for the severe weather, for the day, for the week. That's it. It's all over with. Okay? So watching storms down here beginning to ramp up, now coming into Pot County, back down to Sulphur. And this is the main line. Right now, winds are going to be 50, maybe 60. Okay, but this thing, boy, it's really moving on the north side, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And what's amazing, if you look at how fast it's racing north and pressing east.
Yeah. It's like...
And the whole thing, the whole thing is severe, yeah.
Yeah.
Quick movement.
There's a lot going on. Wow, okay. All right,
so... some of the rain, David, real quick.
What's it? Yeah, go ahead.
Just because of how much we've picked up here. We always have the chance for flooding. It's already a historic November.
Yeah.
And
ground's pretty wet.
It's moving so fast. So an inch is the highest I've seen. I saw one that was like 1.2. Okay. Yeah, there we go.
So we're not going to have any flooding.
There you go.
Yeah, we're not in Oklahoma City. So that's good. Yeah, as we were talking about earlier, rain amounts have just not, we didn't have the heavy convection and heavy rain overnight out ahead of it. It was mainly light to moderate rain, picked up 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch here and there, but it was all spaced out. So we're going to get a solid inch out of this here in Oklahoma City, but that's not going to give any flooding. Going to have some ponding, but we're not going to have any major flooding.
Paola, Pauls Valley's had close to 2 inches. It's been a little bit heavier that way with those storms. So we'll watch South Central.
Yeah. Down here, possibly, but not in Oklahoma City. This is going to blow through, and any flooding, off to our east and southeast where they're getting that rain there. All right. Looking at radar here. Val's in Yukon. What does Val have? I don't see anything in his shot. What does Hank have?
Hank's watching to the west.
Okay, let's go to Hank and get an update from him. He's going to be South Metro here. He's on I-44, south of Will Rogers, down in southwest Oklahoma City, west-northwest Moore, pretty close to that area there. And Hank, what do you think? The gust front, squall line to your west, but the winds are pretty gusty there, inflowing into this thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, David, I was just talking to Jed, and something that's kind of got me concerned. I'll zoom in here. In the last few minutes, where the inflow winds have been in the 40-mile-an-hour range, it seems to me they're increasing. They're probably running closer to 50 from the southeast. It's going right out to this line. So that's been here in about the last 5 minutes or so. So we'll see. That's an awful lot of wind shear coming to meet this line. So that's got me a little bit concerned as this moves closer to the metro. So we'll stick with it. We're going to be right here on the west side of the metro, and we'll take it through the city. Back to you, David.
All right, nice job. So Hank's going to be in position. He's already in position here. And so, again, we fanned out the line. Anything ramps up, we're going to go in on that target if that ramps up and we get a tornado warning out of this. But largest team of trackers in the nation right here at News 9. They are out this morning. The weather team is in. And we've had tornadoes overnight in southwestern Oklahoma, maybe a half dozen. Well, we know at least we had a couple of EF1s, maybe an EF2. So we've had some rough weather overnight in southwest Oklahoma. That was about 3 to 4 this morning. And what we're dealing with now for Oklahoma City, at least for now, which is great, better than a tornado warning, better than tornadoes, is a solid line of wind coming into the city. Winds 40 to 50 though right now. Still watching for an area of spin as it comes down I-40. Here's Oklahoma City, right? Oklahoma County here. And this is going to be El Reno right here. This is Choctaw and El Reno. Sorry, it's back to the west. It's already, by the way, El Reno, Union City, you're out of it. No tornado threat for you now. It's over with. It's the line. It's the line or nothing. Okay? And you can see these little showers getting absorbed. This speed on that is crazy.
It is.
What do you have? Are we still 50?
50,
moving east?
What I saw, Cass, 50?
I've got 45, but we can do 45 to 50.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
still going.
It is, yeah.
And if you look, the winds coming into it are every bit of 45 to 50. So that's going to ramp up. And then behind it also.
Dallas reported 50 as well.
Okay, he is right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to him here in just a second. Let's come back north. The tornado warning now. It's going to be, see exactly where this is again.
Okay. Here, I'll take
Folks,
it up here.
this is hard digging on this deal because these are not classic supercells and these are small little mesovortices, little areas of spin. They ramp up, they do what they're going to do. If they're going to do something at all, they go up, they hang around, and then they go away, but they form very quickly. This is a broad area now. It's certainly broad near Bison. And also, there may be a little smaller area near Wacomas.
Let me switch radars real quick.
Yeah,
Give
it's
you a
down
closer
here.
look, lower
Yeah,
look.
it's down here. But this is the tornado warning continues, but this
It's
is
going to expire, yeah.
yeah, it's not there. So Wacomas, Bison, you're good. Vance, you're going to be good for now. Now, can this ramp back up? If it's going to happen, well, we know this is the same area that produced the tornadoes earlier this morning in southwest Oklahoma on this north side of this ball right here. This is where all this has been going on. So we'll see. But Enid, storms coming into Enid now from the west and southwest. Once this blows through, your severe weather threat is over with as far as any tornado threat or damaging wind threat. Now, it's going to be windy this morning. Winds will be 40 to 50 all morning long and even into the afternoon behind this system. Okay? But this thing is, man, it is screaming east. Okay, so we'll get a storm track. And also, Cass, next update, let's do a storm track for northern Oklahoma, too. Take it to Ponca and all that. All right, let's go back to links 2. And here comes a line coming through Canadian County now. Piedmont, Yukon. Let's go ahead and zoom on into that.
Okay, and I just want to point out, too, I was just seeing some
Back to
people
links 2,
asking for...
control room, my bad.
That is links 2.
I'm sorry, back to links 1. Don't listen to me.
You got it.
There we go.
And this is for hail
Yeah.
for people. As far as hail goes, we
Yeah.
haven't seen much at all.
No, instability. This is all about spin in the atmosphere. Instability overall is low, so we're not getting big hail. We're just not. So you're going to have some shot size or pea-size hail, very small hail, okay, if you get any hail at all. You're going to get a little bit. You'll hear it hitting on the window here. All right, so there it is, coming up on Four Corners, about ready to hit the Kilpatrick. If you're thinking, my kids are in school or I'm going to work early, let this thing blow by. It's moving east. How long does it take you in your car to go from Yukon down I-40 to Choctaw, 50 miles per hour? It's moving at nearly a mile a minute. So, again, let this thing just come on in and move on out, and we'll say goodbye to it. But right now, looking for areas of spin. Once again, everything is all green, which is all good. Running up and down the line, which there's still wind in here, 40 to 50, but it's not tightening up. We don't see any mesovortices. We don't see little areas of spin. We see a couple little things that have got a little bit interesting here, but we haven't seen anything crazy. Okay? So
Switch
that's
radars
good.
here.
Yeah, anything down south?
Still the same
Yeah.
area. There's a couple little kinks. One southwest of Comanche, southwest of Marlow, but that's not tight enough for imminent
Yeah.
concern for sure.
By the way, look at the data, how the pockets,
Yeah.
all the wind in
The
there.
ripple, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
let me switch radars.
I know it's away,
again.
but man, you're hitting the 850 over here, and that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's ripping.
Ripping. And there's showers in here too, but man, you're. Okay, so heavy rain, Gwinnett, Byers, Shawnee, and we will have a little bit of localized flooding going on here for a while, just because they're getting heavy rain now. Shawnee, it's going to end. This is going to shove out. You'll get a break, which will help you. And then the second line is going to come on in. So if you're just now joining us, severe thunderstorm warning for all of Oklahoma City, all of the metro. The tornado watch does include all of Oklahoma City down through southern Oklahoma. If you're behind this line, you're out of it. You're not going to have any more severe weather, except you're going to have wind 40 to 50 miles per hour this morning through the afternoon for a while, because it's a dynamic windy system with a strong jet stream. But the severe weather threat is along that line and east of that line, and only along and east of that line. Behind it, no severe weather. It's along that line. If you're going to have any problems, that's where they're going to be.
If you want to
Okay.
go to links 4 real quick, David, that's
Yep.
where we got some power outages and an update on
Take a look.
just what
Links
we had
4.
earlier.
Okay?
Down in southwestern Oklahoma.
Okay.
So there you see what we had earlier. This was
Yeah.
about 3 a.m., crossed the Red River.
Yep.
Multiple brief tornadoes with debris lofted.
Yeah. And you were on that, and you and Cassie and Jed. And that, again, that thing, same thing that's going up near Enid right now.
Yes, same
So,
storm.
so if these all are confirmed, surveys will be done today, tonight, tomorrow, next week, or over the next week. And this will put us, if those are all confirmed, I know 3 of those were, and that ties us for the most tornadoes for the month of November, because we're talking about adding what we had November 3rd and 4th. If we add those, we have now surpassed our number of tornadoes all time in Oklahoma in the month of November. Power outages, now these are customers. Take that number times 3 to get the number of people, okay? So roughly 9,000 people without power right now. The target right now is Caddo County and also Canadian County at 700. That's quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean,
For what it is, yeah. So we know
Yeah.
we'll probably add to that for Oklahoma County.
yeah,
If you
200.
lose power, hopefully it doesn't last long, but you can get us on the
Yeah.
app and we're streaming.
Yeah, our crews are good, but they get out and they get this stuff. And the good thing about it is if you lose power, the line's moving east, crews will be able to get in the field
Yeah.
quickly, and they'll be able to get your power back up, hopefully, quickly, because they're not going to have to worry about another line of severe weather, okay? This is a one and done, okay? One and done deal. Back to Links 1, look at the Squall line now, running from Enid all the way, look at that, all the way that down. By the way, the Nest
Yeah. Had the
mean,
line.
had the entire line.
Talking about model data, just projections of how this was expected to play out.
Yeah, some of them all did had it line segments or broken line, and that has not happened. It's been a solid.
And no active tornado warnings right now.
No tornado warnings right now, but severe storm now. No tornado warnings. This is a severe thunderstorm warning along the entire line. Now blowing through Sundance, Yukon, Mustang. Okay, Deer Creek, get ready, down to Bethany, Lillard Park. And Marty's right here. Val, let's go back to Val. He's going to be at the Canadian-Oklahoma County line right there. Is he on 40? He's on 40.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Val. Give us an update on the wind you've had
Yeah.
here in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so David, we have been
Tornado watch.
bumping the line, and we've done that several times, going back and forth through the leading edge of the line. And so a little bit earlier, probably 10 to 12 minutes ago, it was at Cimarron Road, just west of Yukon, and we were getting 50 mile an hour from the west-southwest. So with the onslaught of the gust front on the west side of Yukon, it was 50 miles an hour. Now we are at Morgan Road and I-40. We pulled off at the Morgan Road exit right here. The gust front has just hit us again. The rain is starting. The heavy rain is getting ready to start now. The wind is picking up from the west-southwest, David, but it's not as much as it was a little further west. Now, El Reno was 55. Yukon, just west of Yukon, it was 50. right now I would say 40 to 45. So I guess you could say that's great news. It's come down some. Absolutely, we cannot let our guard down at the moment because, I mean, it's still moving in, and we still have all this shear with all the inflow flowing into it. So we're going to ride this thing right on through the metro. David, back to you.
And once again, this whole thing is quickly moving east, like Val said. So I tell you what, I'm looking at our trackers here. Lacey, go ahead and take this for just a second.
Yeah, we've got our trackers
ahead.
lined out here. We've got our line advancing in from the west very, very quickly. I'll go right here, change radars on links 1. I'll give you the broad view. We've got these storms racing in. Hey, if we can kill David's mic real quick. He's trying to coordinate. There we go. We've got the storms approaching Highway 81, approaching I-35 from the west, moving at about 60 miles per hour. So I know the phones have been going off. Everyone's trying to make their plans or even hit the roadways. It's rush hour. We're getting very close to that. Roads are going to be very wet once the storm moves in. Ponding, a big concern. But man, so far as the tornado threat goes with this, no areas of tight circulation right now. And we always get the question about hail. We get monster hail in Oklahoma. We have not seen these. They're not big hail producers. It's really not that type of a setup. You might get some very small hail as they work their way in. But from Guthrie to Edmond to downtown Oklahoma City, this is going to be moving in just the next few minutes. So there's Val on I-40, Deer Creek now getting in on the heavy rain. There's a few areas where we've got a little rippling going on. You can kind of see a little bit of inflow right. Hey, Val is hot. Can we turn it? There we go. Yeah, we've got a little bit of rippling going on north of Cashin. This is now east of Cashin, and you're watching this live. This was not here just a couple of minutes ago. These are the areas of circulation that have to be watched so very closely. I'm actually going to pause this and just take a closer look at it because it's the tightest circulation we've had in the last 20 minutes or so, and it's not crazy, but it's ramping up just a little bit. We're starting to see the winds go kind of feeding into the line, which you don't want to see. You just want everything rushing one direction. David, that's the area there up in Logan County. And then I'm just going to work down the line a little bit and show you kind of what's going on over Mustang. Over Mustang, you can see another area. Mustang down to basically Will Rogers. Again, not tight enough for a tornado warning, but it's something that's of concern because everything's trying to rush into the storm as well, feeding back into it. And then I just want to keep going down the line for folks. Bridge Creek down to Newcastle, winds 45-50, winds to 60, possible coming in from the southwest. And now over Chickasha, it's windy in Chickasha, but you're kind of out of the tornado risk now and the tornado threat. And then if we switch radars and just go a little bit further, you can see the line coming in, and this entire area could have brief areas of circulation. So from Pauls Valley to Paola, Falls Creek, Ardmore, we're watching it closely for you. I know you had some thunderstorms earlier. Those have not been severe, but this is kind of the concern. And we've got this area, we've watched this since it crossed the Red River. So there's Comanche. There's an area of spin coming over the community of Comanche. This is going to be in Stevens County, heading up towards Hope, eventually Velma, Alma, still moving quickly, but not incredibly tight. And then back up into the metro, David. It's that one area kind of on the northwest side. I'll switch radars once again here and show you where there's some little ripples, some little kinks going on.
Yeah, there's this, like you were talking, yeah, that one right there. I mean, look how fast you take that back 2 minutes. I mean, that was nothing.
Right, it's completely straight, linear.
And now right there, we got to watch that. Okay, so this is going to be Edmond, right? See this little kink? That's what she was talking about right there. This is Portland. All right, here's Gaillardia, a little kink. Right here, okay, and then also up in Logan County. What did I see up there?
Yeah, this is near, kind of along Highway 33 now.
Yeah, okay, it went up and then kind of pulled back.
Yeah.
See how it tightened right there? Southeast of Cashin. All right, right there. This area's a breeding ground for stuff like this. Okay, so there you go. Right there, a little bit of a kink, tightens, and then comes down. Ramps up, ramps down. Okay, we can do that. That's good. So right now, no tornado warnings in effect. It's a squall line. This is, again, 2 areas of concern. Down here, watching these storms here, nothing crazy. And then also watching the entire line now, southeast of Douglas.
Watch how it kind of folds over, David, up near Marshall.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at right there. Okay, so that's going to be the next, probably could be the next tornado warning. And that's going to head up towards, is that going to go to Covington? It's going to try to go to Covington. maybe
in.
Garber and Billings. This is going to be our next tornado warning. It's going to be close now northwest of Marshall. That is spinning. What does shear rate look like? It's got to be on
Pause it
shear rate.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about max rot? Let's see if it's should all line up. Yep. Okay. That's going to be the new tornado warning, probably. We're a tick away from having another tornado warning out of that, north of Marshall. Again, wrapped in rain. You're thinking, that doesn't look like a screaming eagle. Nope, does not and will not. This is a squall line with embedded mesovortices inside the line due to a tremendous amount of jet stream winds at different layers of the atmosphere. And yep.
And
Okay.
this is still kind of the comma head portion of that storm that's
Yeah.
been swinging out all morning.
Yeah. So if I live in Covington, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, I'm at least thinking about where am I going to go, and it's because of this right here. Covington points north and east, okay? Right here. That's going to go just about over Covington. Okay, and we're not tornado warned yet. Not yet. Not yet, but it's thinking about it. Okay, let's jump down the line here, down 74, Crescent. It's all green. That's all good. We don't see anything. Let's see, right here.
Where are you going?
I'm
There you
sorry.
go. Okay. Cash and Crescent. Okay.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
I got it.
I know.
I see it.
Well, you went. I know. I was looking anyway. Yeah, that right there. West of Seward, a little bit of an inflow right here. Again, not crazy, but it's just the telltale signs that something might be trying to form right here, right there. Okay, let's go down the line.
Okay.
Across West Oklahoma City, now coming into Lake Hefner. It's all green. Once again, that's good because I don't see anything tight except that's a west wind at 40 to 50 miles per hour. Okay, let's keep going down the line here.
Okay.
And Will Rogers, it's all good. Again, the storms are severe. Okay, winds 40 to 50, certainly not 80 or 90 miles per hour. Hail sizes are not a factor. Hail sizes are small. That's good. Very small hail at most. Small hail. Very little lightning. Okay? And then, what's here?
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing. I was going to lapse it. I think it's a shower being pulled in.
Yeah, it gets.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Marty's right there watching Dare Bridge Creek. That's an area kind of coming up I-44 up the H.E. Bailey.
Yep. This is going to go right up to Newcastle, right here. It's advancing east, but at the same time, it's kind of rippling up the line. And that's what happens. So that's right there. Okay, go back to shear rate.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a kink. And what about max? What do you see on max rot?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's there. It's there. A little bit of a tiny little bulge
Yep.
sticking out. Right
I mean,
here.
it's great that that's what we're having to hunt down right now, but
Yeah,
also
no.
that can change so quickly.
Yeah, no, if this is all we get here in the metro, that's great. Considering the dynamics we've had in place and considering what happened overnight with the tornadoes in southwest Oklahoma, yeah, this. I can do this. Okay, southern Oklahoma. Let's talk about Pauls Valley and Point South.
Okay.
Heavy rain in Pauls Valley. Heavy rain from there over through, Gwinnett and Byers. Good rains going on, but you're going to have some localized flooding now on and east of Shawnee. So this is kind of this first wave. Nothing crazy out of this, though, which is a good thing. And then the severest line runs from, again, Oklahoma City down to west of Velma, Alma, Comanche, Eureka, down to Ryan, then down into northern Texas. But nothing out of control down here, okay? But everything moving off to the east, once again, at 45 to 50 miles per hour. So once this line moves by your house, that's no more. That's it. No more severe weather. No threat of any more severe weather. It's going to be windy this morning. It'll be windy into the afternoon, but nothing out of control. Okay, Cass, on your storm track, do you have sulfur in that? Down south, I just want to make sure sulfur is included. Let's go back to links 2. And let me show you the whole length of the squall line here. And I just want to make sure that they're extended in that. Okay, Mulhall, 645. So we're getting there. It's almost there. Guthrie, about 645. It's going to be just west of Guthrie, just west of Mulhall, just west of I-35, okay? Orlando, 648. Tinker Air Force Base, A little bit later, it's interesting that has that at 6:48. Okay, 5 minutes, yeah. Yeah, mile a minute. It's close. Yeah, Billings, 6:51. Arcadia, just before 7 o'clock. And then down the line, Perry, 7 o'clock. Tonkawa. These basically are along I-35 or along that I-35 corridor, okay? So that's what's happening right now. So severe storms, again, moving through the metro. Winds 50 to 60. If power bumps, anything, number still at 700?
Yeah, it's about 200 in Oklahoma County, 700 in
I'm sorry,
Canadian
yes.
County. Yeah,
Okay, 200 still and 700 Canadian?
as of right now.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, let's keep it there.
And that tells us that we're not having a whole lot in the way of damaging winds. We're having pockets of damaging winds, but certainly not 70, 80, or 90 miles per hour. Okay, so there's your timelines. Once again, if you have morning class, whatever, school, whatever you got going on, just let this thing move through. Let this thing move through, and then, you know, it's going to rain for a little while afterwards. It'll rain for a while, but then even that's going to end. But let this severe line move through. There's ponding on the roadways. If you've got to get out and about, ponding on the roadways, the wind is strong. If you're not used to driving in these conditions, Oklahoma City or anywhere, don't do it. Just stay home. It's not going to be an all-morning thing. It's certainly not going to be an all-day thing. They're in, they're out, and goodbye. Okay? All right, so once again, Norman 6:48, Purcell 7 o'clock, Shawnee 7:20, Pawnee at 7:31, and we'll say Ada at about 7:52. All right, so man, these things are bucking it. So the last couple of days, it looked like these did be here between 8 and 9, and obviously a little bit faster here this morning. A little bit faster. All right, so let's go back to Lynx 1. And yeah.
I was just showing you the big view of the storm.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it runs from nearly Chicago down to Mexico. So huge, huge storm. If this were coming out, it's just into the afternoon in Oklahoma, we'd have a tornado outbreak today. We'd have a lot of bad things happening. But notice how it's not cold enough on the north side of this, right, to get any snow or ice or sleet or anything. It's all rain. Back into the panhandle. The upper storm itself is back near Amarillo. And this rain's going to pull up into the panhandles here today, and we're going to dry out. Along and behind this line, we're going to dry out here this morning. And this will keep running through eastern Oklahoma through the morning and then push off into eastern Oklahoma early afternoon. But it's moving east. Okay, so here's your severe line running now east of Enid, right along the I-35 corridor, along and just west of I-35, and then it makes a shift down towards Highway 81, down towards Comanche.
And we're hearing from viewers, David, in Shawnee. It's loud there in Shawnee. Really, some of the only lightning, with the exception of up north of Guthrie, is in Pottawatomie County.
Okay.
So if you want to zoom in there real quick, give folks an update. These storms aren't severe,
No.
but I know they're loud, and hey, we have a tornado watch. So.
Yeah, and I get it, but nothing severe with these. Shawnee, over to Little, down through Tecumseh, Brooksville, Maud, St. Louis. Not severe, but we have lightning strikes, and there's nothing spinning in here. Looking at velocity data, nothing in here that I'm concerned about. It's not even thinking about going that way right now.
Okay.
We were talking about this the last couple of days about having something develop out ahead of the main line. It did happen, but nothing in here that I'm like, oh gosh. So that's good. Okay, this is heavy rain, gusty winds, small hail, localized flooding. With this running from Stroud to Prague to Seminole to Maud to Wanette down to Byers. Okay, nothing crazy. We'll get a break, and then here comes the main squall line. All right, coming through the city now, West Metro, crossing Highway 74, crossing Portland, right over the Dell plant, down to Moore West, west sides of Moore West High School, or junior high, excuse me.
You see the little hook right there.
A little bit.
Hank's right there, David, watching that. Brandon's north.
Okay. Let's go to Hank and get an update from him. He's right here on the leading edge of this. And to Hank, there's a little bit of an inflow notch just to your northwest. 2 miles just on the Oklahoma Cleveland County line. Man, your wind, it is. The trees are beautiful, by the way. I love that shot.
Yeah. Christmas storm, it looks like.
That is awesome. All right, go ahead and give me an update on the wind.
So this is 119th and I-44. Yeah, I let that notch just come over me, and the winds here, 50, 55 or so, blowing just like what Val said from earlier, from the southeast of about 40 or so, and then when the rain hits, it goes from, like Brandon said, sprinkles to heavy rain and high winds, in just a matter of seconds. So right now, coming through the south side of the metro, winds from the west-southwest about 50 miles an hour, 55, blinding rain. So obviously the commute is going to be terrible for the next 10 minutes or so coming up the highway. And when that little couplet came over me, my wind switched, but it wasn't like, it was making it all the way to the ground. It was more straight line linear switch than it was circulation. But you can see right here, my winds are starting to pick up even a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if they were getting close to maybe 55 to 60 right now coming through the south part of the metro. So moving right towards, I-240, I-35 as it's lunging off to the northeast, David.
Yeah, okay, so, that's going to give us some power bumps, maybe a few more power outages. It'll bring down some tree limbs, land on power lines, power goes out, and that is a problem. So he's right here, and he's in the southwest metro. He's right on the leading edge of the gust front. See the green? That's the gust front. Nothing's spinning that's worth like, oh boy, okay, along the line. This is a west wind. That's what he was looking at, what we're looking at in his shot. And you can see it advancing quickly across the city. Now it's split up and down I-35, and it's that west wind at, like he said, 50 to nearly 60 miles per hour, okay? And we can handle that, okay? 50 to 60, we can handle. 70, 80, 90, no. But we don't have that. Okay, was that Brandon?
That's Brandon. Yeah, Brandon's right here, David, kind of on the northern side. There's been another little area, I'll put it back on reflectivity, pulling some showers in where Brandon is on velocity, still nothing wild, but.
He's right here.
Yep, right here.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's a couple showers out ahead of it. Heavy rain coming, a little bit of lightning and thunder, nothing tornadic across the city. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for all of Oklahoma City, all of the metro, except for the west metro, you're out of it. Once this line blows by you, like out in Canadian County, you're out of it. That's it. Okay? All right, let's roll out of this. I just want to kind of give everybody at home the big view.
Sure.
And look at the squall line here. This thing runs from east of Enid now all the way down to Texas to give you the scope of how long this line is. We had tornadoes this morning in southwestern Oklahoma. Right now, we don't have any tornado warnings in effect. This is a squall line. The threat is wind, 50 to 60 miles per hour, small hail. But right now, we're watching it literally second by second, minute by minute, for anything to begin to spin. And this is a type of a setup that would be a short fuse, fast fuse, spin up, we get a tornado, and then it goes away. Might last a minute, might last 2 minutes, but so far, that has not happened here in the last couple of hours. We've had tornado warnings up in northern Oklahoma, but those have now expired, and nothing up here is spinning fast enough to drop, again, another tornado warning on anything along this line. But still a stout line, once again, crossing I-35, okay? All right, western Oklahoma, you're already beginning to dry out. The rain out here is still some showers, but that's it. Not a big deal. Showers, and that's all she wrote of that. So this is just going to keep marching east. All right, let's go to, I tell you what, where's Tom?
Tom is Norman.
Okay, let's get an update from Tom. He's looking back to the west here, and then I'm going to jump in with Marty.
Okay.
Tom, give us an update, looking at your shot. And that windmill there, right there, are you, let me find out exactly where you are. Yeah, I know where you are. You're on the south side. Okay, what are your winds there? It's a southeast wind, it looks like, ripping into that thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on Lindsay and I-35, and yeah, you can see that wind is howling from the southeast into that line. Just starting to get a visual as the sun is coming up of the line, so it is getting darker out there, and as it gets closer, I'll be able to see it a lot better. But it's just incredible, the wind that's just screaming into the line from the southeast, just all flowing towards it. But yeah, we're going to follow this line on Highway 9 as it heads east. Back to you.
All right, nice job. So Tom's going to be, again, he's in Norman. He's going to hang with this. We'll see what it does. Marty Logan's a little farther north, and I think Marty's in Moore. Let's go ahead and get an update from Marty. Marty, gust fronts to your west, and Moore is alive and well. By the way, Moore schools have been canceled for the day. So there's the latest on that. We were talking about that a couple of hours ago. Let's go to Marty here. Give us an update, Marty.
Yeah, southwest winds here in Moore, Highway 37. I believe it was Santa Fe. I'm not real sure. I'll have to look again. Yeah, Santa Fe is what I was on. So I'm headed up north to get a main road going back over east on 240 and right now, just heavy rain. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Heavy rain. The wind will pick up just a bit in the Moore and Norman area. All right. Back to Links 1, and then we'll do another storm track. Here comes the squall line coming right down 33. It's now over the golf course, Cedar Valley. It's blowing through there. Now coming into Guthrie right now. Down I-35 coming into downtown Edmond. And then from there down to Moore and Norman. No tornado warnings along this line. This is a wind threat, and even at that, we're looking at winds of about 40 to 50.
Yeah, Will Rogers had a 44
Okay.
as
Yeah.
it passed over the airport.
Okay, so, yeah, and we get that on a spring day in May in Oklahoma,
Right.
out of the south.
Yeah, as far as damage goes. And power outages are still holding at about 200 customers in Oklahoma County, about 700 in Canadian County. So
Okay.
as far as power outages go, we're still sitting okay. Of course, one person without power is too many, but
Yeah, sure.
it's not as extreme as it could be.
No. So the line, again, marching off to the east. Again, so running from Seward down through the metro, obviously down I-35 all the way through. Brandon's making his way back north along with Val. And I see, I'm looking at all the trackers here. You can see some of their shots. We obviously have them up over here. But no tornado warnings in effect.
Yeah, Hank's shot shows the wind blowing across the street. If anyone is traveling, there are people out on the roads right now.
Yep. Got to get to work, got to get to school. But if you can wait another half hour, this thing is out of Oklahoma City. It'll be in the East Metro. We're still going to be tracking it, but it'll be leaving Oklahoma City. Let's go back to Hank. And Hank does have some pretty good wind down here, it looks like. Hank, oh, there we go. Yeah, there's some wind in there. Hank, 40, 50 maybe? What do you think?
Yeah, probably 50s. I was sitting at 119th and Western right there with that stoplight. It was rocking the truck a little bit, and that takes about 50 to do that. So I'm moving east into the west side of Moore right now. I'm coming up on Santa Fe and 12th Street, or 119th and Santa Fe, and you can see that there's some pockets of wind in there. It's heavy rain. Sometimes when the pockets of wind hit, it may gust a little higher than 50, and it kind of becomes horizontal rain. But you can just see that the visibility is pretty bad right now. So I-44, I-35, the rush hour morning commute, it's going to be a lot of ponding on the roadways. I'm hitting a lot of ponding here on 119th Street. So just like what you said, if you can delay your commute 30 minutes or so, it's going to make a whole different experience on your way to work this morning, David. Back to you.
Okay, all right, nice job. So again, winds moving across the metro right now, 40 miles per hour. Let's go back to Links 1. Another update, squall line moving through the city. No crazy severe winds. No winds 60 to 70. Power outages have not ramped up. Hail is not a concern. The tornado threat is not there right now. We're watching for any spin-ups, and again, everything moving east, basically at about 50 miles per hour. So we're going to take a break. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back. Statement News 9. We'll keep you advised.
One of my absolute favorite things